The mysterious happenings at the bookstore. In our town, there was a cozy bookstore called the Book Nook that my grandfather started when he turned 70. It was a place full of old books and stories that felt like they held secrets from long ago. When my grandpa got older, everyone wondered what would become of the bookstore. Some said to sell it, others wanted to change it. But I couldn't bear to part with the place that meant so much to me. So, I decided to take over the bookstore to keep my grandpa's dream alive. As I spent more time in the store, strange things began to happen, making me feel uneasy and on edge. One chilly night in December, as I worked in the dimly lit store, I heard a soft whisper that made my skin crawl. Ignoring the creepy feeling, I carried on with my tasks, but the sense of being watched wouldn't go away. As the clock ticked past midnight, a sudden chill filled the air, making the candles flicker and casting eerie shadows. A tapping sound echoed from a distant corner, drawing me towards it with a sense of dread. Heart racing, I followed the haunting sound, my footsteps echoing through the silent aisles. In the darkness, I thought I saw a shadowy figure, its eyes glinting with an unsettling light. The atmosphere grew heavy, and a feeling of impending doom hung in the air. With trembling hands, I reached out to uncover the mysterious figure, only to find nothing there. A cold breeze swept by, carrying a ghostly whisper that sent shivers down my spine. Fear gripped me as I realized I wasn't alone. Something sinister lurked within the bookstore. Determined to solve the mystery, I delved into the bookstore's past, uncovering tales of a ghostly presence haunting its halls. Strange events and unexplained happenings added to the growing sense of unease that now surrounded the once welcoming store. Night after night, the ghostly activity increased, leaving me on edge. Books flew off shelves, pages turned by themselves, and whispers echoed in the empty corridors. The bookstore, once a place of comfort and joy, had transformed into a place of fear and uncertainty. Haunted by the ghostly presence, I knew I had to confront the spirit to uncover the truth behind the strange occurrences and reveal the hidden secrets of the bookstore's past. As the strange events continued at the Book Nook, I couldn't shake off the feeling of unease that lingered in the air. Seeking answers, I decided to reach out to longtime customers and neighbors who had known the store for years. Through their shared stories and experiences, a different narrative emerged. A tale of old pipes creaking in the night, drafts whispering through forgotten corners, and shadows playing tricks on tired eyes. The building itself seemed to hold memories of its own, creaking and settling with the weight of time. As I spent more time in the bookstore, I came to realize that the flickering candles and mysterious whispers were simply the echoes of an old building, alive with its own history and quirks. The tapping sounds and shifting shadows could be explained by the aging structure, not by spectral entities. With this newfound understanding, I embraced the quirks of the bookstore, seeing them not as signs of haunting, but as reminders of the passage of time and the stories woven into its walls. The sense of mystery that once shrouded the Book Nook now transformed into a sense of charm and character, adding to its allure. As I continued to run the bookstore, customers marveled at its unique atmosphere, drawn not only by the books, but also by the sense of history and nostalgia that permeated the space. The strange occurrences became part of the store's lore, adding a touch of magic to the everyday routine. And so, the Book Nook thrived, not because of ghostly whispers or haunted tales, but because of the warmth of community, the love of literature, and the enduring spirit of a place where stories, both real and imagined, found a home. The Whispering Shadows. During my junior year in high school, life was a whirlwind of activities and responsibilities. With my parents going through a tough divorce and my older sister studying abroad, it was just me and my younger brother, Alex, at home. Despite our close bond, the tension in the house often led to arguments and misunderstandings between us. One chilly evening in late fall, I returned home after a long day of classes and basketball practice. As I settled down in my room to tackle a challenging math assignment, I heard a faint whisper coming from the hallway. At first, I brushed it off as my imagination playing tricks on me, but the voice persisted, growing louder and more insistent. Curiosity mingled with unease as I ventured out into the dimly lit hallway, searching for the source of the whisper. The house was silent, shrouded in shadow, yet the voice seemed to beckon me towards the attic, a place we rarely ventured into due to its eerie reputation in our family. Against my better judgment, fueled by a mix of fear and curiosity, I climbed the creaky stairs leading to the attic. The air grew colder and the whispers intensified, sending a chill down my spine. As I reached the top, a flickering light illuminated a figure standing in the shadows, a figure that bore a striking resemblance to Alex. Heart pounding, I called out to him, but he remained silent, his eyes fixed on something beyond my sight. The atmosphere grew tense, as if the very walls of the attic held secrets long forgotten. A sense of foreboding enveloped me, urging me to uncover the truth hidden within the attic's confines. As I approached the figure, a sudden gust of wind extinguished the flickering light, plunging the attic into darkness. Panic seized me as I fumbled for a source of light, my heart racing with fear and uncertainty. In the dim glow of my phone's flashlight, the figure vanished, leaving behind an eerie silence that echoed through the attic. With trembling hands, I retraced my steps, haunted by the inexplicable encounter in the attic. The whispers lingered in my mind, their ghostly echoes a reminder of the mysteries that lay dormant within our home. As I descended the stairs, a sense of dread clung to me, casting a shadow over the familiar surroundings of our house. In the days that followed, I couldn't shake off the feeling of being watched, of unseen eyes following my every move. The attic, once a forgotten space, now held a presence that defied explanation, a presence that seemed to whisper secrets of the past and shadows of the future. Despite my rational attempts to dismiss the encounter as a trick of the mind, the lingering sense of unease remained, a constant reminder of the thin veil that separates reality from the unknown. In the end, the whispers in the shadows served as a haunting reminder of the mysteries that lie hidden within the depths of our own homes, waiting to be uncovered. The house on Willow Street, in a quiet suburb nestled on the outskirts of town, stood a house with a dark reputation, a place that whispered of secrets and shadows to those who dared to pass by. Known simply as the house on Willow Street, it loomed like a specter in the moonlight, its windows boarded up and its facade weathered by time. I first heard of the house from old Mrs. Jenkins, the neighborhood's resident storyteller, who warned of a curse that plagued the property. According to her tales, the house had a history stained with tragedy and despair, its former inhabitants meeting grim fates under mysterious circumstances. Intrigued by the eerie stories surrounding the house, I found myself drawn to its decrepit exterior one moonlit night. The air was thick with an unnatural stillness as I approached the gate, the wrought iron creaking open with a spine-chilling groan. Every step towards the house felt like a descent into darkness, a journey into the unknown. As I crossed the threshold, a chill swept through me, raising goosebumps on my skin. The interior was shrouded in darkness, save for the dim glow of the moon filtering through cracked windows. Shadows danced along the walls, twisting and contorting in an unsettling dance. A musty scent hung in the air, mingling with the faint echoes of whispered voices that seemed to emanate from the very walls themselves. Each creak of the floorboards sent a shiver down my spine, as if the house itself was alive, watching, waiting. I made my way through the dusty corridors, the silence broken only by the occasional rustle of unseen movement. The rooms were frozen in time, filled with remnants of a life long forgotten. A threadbare armchair, a faded portrait on the wall, a cobweb-covered chandelier swaying gently in the breeze. As I ascended the staircase to the second floor, a sense of dread washed over me, intensifying with each step. The air grew heavy, oppressive, as if something sinister lurked just beyond the shadows. Whispers echoed in the darkness, indiscernible words that seemed to beckon me further into the heart of the house. Reaching the top of the stairs, I found myself standing before a closed door, its surface marred by age and neglect. With trembling hands, I pushed it open, revealing a room bathed in an eerie blue light. The air hummed with a malevolent energy, sending a wave of nausea through me. In the center of the room stood a figure, its back turned towards me, shoulders hunched as if weighed down by an invisible burden. A sense of dread washed over me, freezing me in place as the figure slowly turned to face me. What I saw sent a bolt of terror through my veins, a spectral visage, eyes hollow and vacant, a silent scream frozen on its pale lips. The room filled with a deafening silence, broken only by the thud of my own heart racing in my chest. Without warning, the figure began to glide towards me, its movements slow and deliberate. Panic seized me as I tried to flee, only to find myself rooted to the spot, unable to move, unable to escape the horror unfolding before me. As the figure drew closer, a voice echoed in my mind, a ghostly whisper that chilled me to the core. "Leave this place," it intoned, a warning wrapped in anguish and sorrow. The weight of despair hung heavy in the air, suffocating me with its oppressive presence. In a final act of desperation, I closed my eyes and called out for help, praying for deliverance from the nightmare that had enveloped me. When I opened them again, the room was empty. The spectral figure vanished without a trace, leaving behind only a lingering sense of dread and unease. Trembling, I stumbled out of the house, the night air cool against my skin, the distant sounds of the town offering a faint glimmer of normalcy. The house on Willow Street loomed behind me, a silent sentinel in the darkness, its secrets buried once more in the depths of its haunted halls. As I made my way back home, shaken but alive, I vowed never to return to that accursed place, to leave its mysteries undisturbed and its ghosts unprovoked. The events of that fateful night would stay with me, a chilling reminder of the thin veil between the living and the dead, between reality and the realm of nightmares.